All right, greetings, everyone. We are live once again, and Brother Kala is in his Sunday's best. He just came back from Bible study.
Yeah.
Hey, Kala just came back from Bible study, everybody. Thank you, Kala, for leaving Bible study early.
Praise the
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah. Thank you for leaving. Hey, thank you for leaving Bible study early to join us at in search of a guru. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know,
Hallelujah.
usually Bible study starts at 7:30, but you must have went early,
Yeah.
and then you left. You left early, so thank you for joining us. So we are live. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uru. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. If you're new, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Go and check everything out at dynastymirror.com. Also, Patreon, become a monthly Patreon, patreon.com, search for Uhuru, patreon.com, search for Uhuru. Yeah, I love my midday mask. Make sure ain't nothing crawling in here. Okay. I love my midday mask, everybody. I got this when I was in Senegal. I absolutely love my midday mask. So, my collection is growing. Without further ado, tour. April 19th, leaving from Chicago, headed to Sierra Leone. Again, leaving on April 19th, headed to Sierra Leone, returning on the 29th. So come and join us in Sierra Leone, family. Without further ado, shout out to brother Amadou Masali in the chat room. Yeah, Amadou, this is a midday mask. Midday mask, everyone. Midday mask. There we go. Bam. So, I'm not gonna put it. I don't know. I'm gonna put this on my head. They need to be cleaned out. This is a real antique too. I don't know. I'm gonna put this on my head, but so, without further ado, we have Brother Kala Genesis on with us today, and this is going to be a part 2. Is of Africa and the Black World series. You guys want to see the inside? Okay, here's the inside. It's kind of, y'all see that? There we go. That's the inside. Is Africa and the Black World serious about the future? Kala, go ahead and take it away. Kala, so here in Atlanta, a young lady got robbed at gunpoint at a gas station right up the street. Hey, I thought all this was going to end once Georgia turned blue.
No, I thought when Biden got elected and everything, it was an orange man. We're having orange man derangement syndrome. That's why all the crime and everything like that. And you look at what's going on. Look, folks, let me tell you something. I don't think you guys remember when we had a moron in the White House, George W. Bush. Remember that? Remember gas prices were going out of control, the border was going out of control, drugs everywhere. And it seemed like Barack Obama was a pragmatist, and that's why he won. Barack Obama didn't win because his stupid, loony, left-wing ideology. He looked like George Bush was playing golf and the country's going to shit. Halliburton and all this stuff like that, and it seemed like we need somebody at the wheel, right? And that was after 8 years of George W. Bush. The last 2 years, George W. Bush was like, I don't care. He was resigned. I'm just going to play out the last few years of my. I'm just going to live it out, right? And then he left office with billions of dollars of a deficit in the hole. The stock market crashed, right? $4 trillion in debt, right? And a deficit, right? Deficit of $1 trillion a year. All these things, stock markets tanking, the savings alone, the housing market crash, everything like that. He walked away unscathed, right? Because the bottom line, you're allowed to do that, right? Barack Obama seemed like, okay, I got a plan. And people looked at this young man, Barack Obama, black, white, and they would say, he's a godsend. right? He's a godsend. Now, had Barack Obama stayed on that trajectory, he probably would have been a great president. But Barack Obama had a hidden agenda, okay? His hidden agenda was trying to play God. You know, you are not going to change black people from being black. You know, you're not going to, we're not going to be in this multiracial or non-binary, what they call non-binary, you know, what's it?
Yeah. They're just making up words at this point.
Non-binary, non-gender, all the stupid stuff that they believe is oppressing people. If you're born with a vagina now, you're oppressed. You know, you're oppressed. If you're a black man in America, you're oppressed no matter what your income status is, no matter what achievement you are, like that. The whole thing is if you're white, you're automatically presumed to be privileged, smart, powerful, and everything like that. They put these people in these categories and everything. And then Barack Obama comes riding in on a horse. I can solve everything. I'm not really black. I'm not really white. I'm not really male. I'm not really female. I'm Barack Obama, you know? Think about it. When you say Barack Obama, he's not black. He's not white. He's not male. He's not female. He's sort of like a new creation, you know?
Yeah. He's
what
like
they call
sexual,
you know?
Uh-huh.
Bottom line is this, Barack, right? And all you people out there, I come from black, blue collar background in America. And I'm proud of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Blue collar workers, civil service workers, and just industrial workers, we built this country. I'm taking all my receipts and claiming all my credit. Why? Because I could take my credit card, my Black American credit card, anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I said, look, we built Detroit, we built Chicago, we built Philadelphia, we built Pittsburgh, we built New York, Brooklyn, Long Island, all stuff like that. All Black America built that. You know, make no mistake, it wasn't no white immigrants. It was Black America coming from the South who built America, industrial America. So we take our receipts and everything. I resent anybody coming over here trying to replace us and claim what we have. You know, no other group of black people has built an industrial infrastructure and a way of life, an industrialized society aside from Black America. And we did that with no handouts, no nothing. We did that because America needed us and we filled the void. And we've always been an independent people, independent thought, independent anything. We never really needed this country for anything. Of course, you need laws to get you over the hurdle with affirmative action, and we fought for things and everything. But we're not. We don't have a codependency on the white liberal establishment, as that some people want to make us seem like they are. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Is the black race really serious, right, about its development? And like I said, I'm gonna be fair to my African brothers and my African American brothers, because both of you are gonna get a little whooping tonight. You know, you're gonna get. So put your hand out, you know, and let your Uncle Collar give you a little, you know. All right, African, stick your hand out. African American, everybody's gonna get their little licks in tonight, you know. So don't be offended. Don't be okay. Well, he's picking on me. He's picking on us, man. You never leave us Nigerians alone. Leave us alone, you know. Hey, I got smoke for everybody tonight, you know, because man, like I said, neo-Negroism is right, you know.
What you call it, Colin?
Neo-Negroism, you know. Look, we deliberately, after being sort of independent and Wakanda eyes and everything, Black Power and everything, the last year, the media browbeated us and turned us back into the nice foot shuffling Negroes that they knew we deep down inside we are.
Right.
We went out there and we voted for this idiot Joe Biden with nothing on the table, no negotiations, no concessions, no nothing. Do you understand what your vote is for free? They gave away the kitchen, right? They're already giving the gay movement is. The gay rights bill is already passed through the Congress, you know,
right?
And it'll get signed into law. What that bill will do is, if somebody is gay, he can go up to anybody and say he discriminated against me. You're forced to accept stuff, whether you agree with it or not. You could be sued. You could be ruined. You could be canceled.
Right.
And so the bottom line, that's only a people that represents a small percentage of the American population is going to have domination over the majority. You understand something, Dynas, right? In America, a lot of these people, these far left woke, New World Order, woke social justice warriors, they know their ideas and everything can't sell. Remember, there was I think it was like not Charlie's Angels, but another movie that came out with 3 females kicking ass when the movie flopped, right? A couple of years ago.
I think it was like a remake of Charlie's Angels. I know it came out a couple years ago, right? Like 3-4 years ago, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think it was Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, and so check this out, and it flopped, right? And the reason why it flopped was because it was basically it was the reason why it was a flop because it was all the whole anti-male social justice warrior stuff and everything.
Right.
Then the females that were, you know what they did? Instead of saying, it was a bad movie, bad script and everything, they started blaming males for not
going to support it.
We're going to support it. So you make bad movies, bad films. You make movies that are disrespecting people and whatnot. And also Taraji Henson's movie failed. Miss whatever there.
I heard that movie was pretty good though. I didn't go see it. It came out like in 2019 or it came out last year.
It came out after Black Panther. It came out like 2019. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was pretty good.
Mary, something like that. But the movie bombed, And they said, well, why did it bomb? Well, there wasn't enough black people, black males. It's like, because we're the ones who go.
Yeah, we're to blame for everything. Black males are to blame for the black heterosexual male is to blame for everything.
Black heterosexual male is to blame for everything. We're the fall guy for everything. You know what they said? They said a couple of years ago, we're the white people of the black community.
Right.
And I know I'm public enemy number one. I'm a public enemy one. I'm the embodiment of a black heterosexual asshole. They hate my guts, man. The dweebs, the femi brothers, the soft brothers and whatnot. The gender loving brothers and whatnot in our community. Hey, look, nothing against you and that, but I don't think you belong in a movement like I'm trying to build. As simple as that. This takes manhood and malehood. That's what I'm about. Real men can sit down and talk and have discussions and everything without their feelings being hurt. My feelings were hurt, man. He was on the show, man. You guys are so toxic. My feelings hurt. We should talk about. Get out of here with that. Men are gonna say things and whatnot because that's what we are. We're tough. We got testosterone. That's what makes us a man. That's what builds nations, right? That testosterone. When you build that temple, you build that road and whatnot. You're going to impress everybody. You're going to impress your peers. You're going to impress women and everything. You take risks. That's what men do. As soon as you don't take risk and do all those things, you cease to become a male. That's why I think a lot of females are attracted to the thugs and the gangsters. Why? Because they take risks. They risk. They do things that out of the ordinary. If you do something out of the ordinary that no one else has the stones to do, you get people are attracted to what you do and everything. They basically gravitate towards you, particularly women. But like I said, the black man in the last 400 years have taken the safe route, right? We've taken the safe. We haven't gone against the grain, right? I was talking to somebody the other day, and I didn't know this, right? That Ghana and Nigeria is still participating in the Commonwealth Games, the Commonwealth Soccer Games. And I'm saying in the sports. And I'm saying to myself, something's not right here. Ghana is supposed to be the country of Pan-Africanism. But they swear to the British crown. And you got Meghan and Prince Harry. They diss the crown, They diss the crown, right? They walked away. So if Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, what's his name? Prince Harry?
Yeah.
Said they want nothing to do with the royal family. Why are whole black countries, still aligned with the Queen of England? Can somebody answer me that question? Why is all the gold and why is the Britain, who has no gold, right, have the biggest gold vault? They come from Africa and gold bars. Can we say that we're freaking serious? No. Did you see that article where the Congolese discovered all that gold?
Is that real? Did that really happen?
Yeah, it really happened. The Congolese found a pit of gold, and they're basically pulling out buckets of gold dust.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's good for them. That's pure gold, you know? That's not even
Right.
pure gold that's in the ore, you know? So they're basically making money. I don't know how that's going to turn out because you saw the Italian ambassador was killed in the Congo 2 weeks ago.
What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, about a week ago. I was in Liberia. So about 2 weeks
No, because
ago.
I know even before that, like I guess I think like late last year, some European missionaries or something were killed in the Congo, like
Right.
peace workers or something like that. Yeah.
Ashley Judd was over there, and she got
Mm-hmm.
into a situation where she almost lost her legs, you know? So white people are in the Congo. As the one white guy told me this years ago,
You said
right?
Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd. The
What's
actor.
Ashley Judd doing in the Congo?
Bro, that's a question I would like to know.
Hold
You
on, I
know?
gotta look this up. Ashley Judd in the Congo doing what?
Oh, bro. Ashley Judd was coming. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me give me water.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second.
Guys, hit that like button again. Please hit the like button. Also go to dynastymirror.com. Go to dynastymirror.com. Here we go. Ashley Judd has been traveling regularly to the Congo over the years to study the endangered bonobo population with her life partner. Yeah, she shattered her leg in the. Let's see here. After the 52-year-old made it out of the jungle in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where she had tripped over a fallen tree.
What did she do in there doing it first?
She was finished. She was visiting some I guess a tribe that's considered endangered.
Now you have to know how this works, right? And this is how it works. People don't go in there and just drive. They gather information. They got logistics. They got GPSs on them. They're giving points of location. They're telling somebody what they see. They're making contacts and connections.
No. Here we go. Endangered bonobos monkey. She was going to see some monkeys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. The monkeys are really important to go to a rebel-infested, war-torn place. Okay. You know, but like I said, I was born at night, but not last night. You know, I was born at night, but not last night. And also, people don't realize that a lot of rebels control areas where they take stuff out. There are strips or airstrips going up in the Congo all over the place. You know, where people are just coming in unregulated. Congo, the government of the Congo has no control over the several states in the interior. It's a no man's land lawlessness, right? And that's going on like 25 years now. So the question I need to ask is, should there be a united front of African states, right,
Not
including
yet.
Black Africa? Should we send a million men army with logistics into the Congo to take it over and make it a thing? Because if not, the Chinese or somebody else is eventually going to do it. You know, these are the questions I need to ask. It's like, if we don't get control of the Congo, can we seriously say we're serious as a race? The Congo, the very heart of Africa, if that falls, you can forget it. And the way it's going right now is it's a free-for-all. People taking radium and bauxite out in airplanes, you know, packing airplanes. There was a whole bunch of iron ore discovered on a UN bus, right? People thought the bus was with people that had you know how they put the on trucks, they put the blanket over it so you can't see the windows, right? The thing broke down and when a whole bunch of iron ore was packed to the brim with iron ore, a bus, you know, and it said the UN on it. So everybody's making all kinds of side deals, and the rebels that hold these territories, all they care about is their envelope or suitcase full of money, and you can read the line. Nothing has changed in 500 years. The Europeans, anybody could come to Africa and pick off what they want, like they pick candy or pick bananas. Nobody's serious, right? Anybody could come and exploit the continent and everything. They got the blessings. All you have to do is give somebody some money and everything like that. You can walk away with the whole thing. And that's what's happening in countries like Swaziland, Lesotho, all over the continent, you know, where it's just a free-for-all. Because the whole thing is that you ask yourself this question, well, and I saw Wody Mike, he did a video about this. He was almost in tears. He said, we have no fact. I didn't know this, right? He said, Ghana makes all this chocolate. He was talking about Swedish chocolate. He said, the chocolate comes from Ghana, but we're not manufacturing it. And I'm saying to myself, I thought about that. Why is it that you got a freaking, the cocoa is grown in Ghana? Why don't you have finished products where you could believe in yourself, where you can market your product? Now, I'll tell you one thing, Dinas, right here. Liberia got its own chocolate line going on. You know,
Really?
manufacturing. Oh yeah,
No, sure.
the Liberian Next series. You know, I tell you what, people want to sleep on Liberia. People want to talk like stuff like that, but we got a dynamic leadership in there who gets it. You know, and maybe not as big as other countries, but I do believe Liberia's on the right trajectory because they don't want to do business as usual like a lot of countries in Africa. And like I said, I'm not saying, Carl, you just bias towards Liberia. I'm just saying that I can't see we bragging about a country that we were still. And I thought that by the time I got my age right, Africa will be industrialized. You know, that's what I thought. You know, I mean, I used to always read about the Ivory Coast exporting crops and everything. And I always knew, why don't we have industry?
Hold on, stop the show. Stop. Sandy Kelly, I want you to call in and turn on your camera. That's not what Sandy Kelly to do.
Yeah,
Sandy
sure.
Kelly, I want you to call in, Sandy Kelly, and turn on your camera.
No,
In fact, Sandy, the email is uhuru@searchforwho.com. Uhuru@searchforwho.com. Sandy, I want you to call in.
Because she don't like what she looks like. That's why she don't call in. You know, she don't like it.
And turn on your camera. And guys, people who super chat. Now, Rob Green, I got to send out your postcard tomorrow. But if you super chat, you get a postcard. If you cash app $20, okay? Cash app $20, you get an autographed copy of one of my children's books, okay? Cash app $20, autographed copy of one of my children's books. If you super chat, you get a postcard sent to your home. But you have to email me your address. Email me your address so I know I know where to send it. And then let's see what else we have here. Any other announcements? Go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, well, like I said, Sandy Kelly's not going to call in because she don't like what she looks like. You know, she's probably morbidly obese. You know, she's probably fugly. You know, and she don't know she don't care what she looks like. So all she does is want to troll me 24 hours a day. That's another thing. I can never understand how somebody could be obsessed with somebody that they wait till they come in here and just start talking stuff in the chat room. I got better things to do in my life, you know. I own a business, you know. I run an organization, you know. I got better, more productive things to do with my time than sitting around being a troll. You know, you're a troll, you are a loser. You know, if you got something to say or whatever like that. Like I said, the other last show I did, everybody was in the chat room talking stuff. I give them a chance. Call in tonight. You know, I'm here. Call in tonight and state your case. What problems you have? What I said. What do you have like that? But people don't want to do that because they're all cowards. You know, that's another problem with Black America. Black people are a race of cowards. You know, we're scared of everything. You're scared of me. You're scared of everything. You don't have a man enough, a woman enough to call and confront me face to face and everything. You want to sit back and talk and anonymity, you know. And this is why our race of people are fear for the next generation, because Black people we're just nothing but a bunch of weak cowards and everything that don't do nothing but talk and complain and everything. We'll never have anything, you know.
All right, guys. So that's the link to call in. That's the link to call in. Uhuru@searchforwho.com. Uhuru@searchforwho.com. And guys, make sure you hit that like button. And once again, if you're interested in joining us in Sierra Leone, hit me up. We're leaving on the 19th out of Chicago. The Shy. We're leaving out of the Shy, Chicago. So hit me up and come and join us. Shout out to Adrian Warren in the chat room. Hi, Adrian. How you doing, Adrian? Adrian, you want to call in, Adrian?
Yeah, well, call in.
Yeah, Adrian, you want to call in, Adrian? Call in and challenge the collar. Challenge the collar. Come challenge College
Mr.
Innocence.
Untouchable, call in. Mr. Untouchable, call in, tough guy. Call in.
Golly, a funny cat.
Mr. Untouchable, I'm so untouchable, I won't call in. You know, I'm too scared. You know?
So
scaredy cats, pussies, sissies, scaredy cats.
You're a funny cat, man. So let's see what else we got going on. Colin, you got to let your guest speak, bro. All right, Mr. Untouchable, call in. I will put Colin on mute. I will mute Colin.
Yeah, mute me. Go ahead, mute me.
Oh, mute Colin. But go ahead and continue, Colin, on the subject.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is in a serious topic, right? You know, like I said, we had a discussion the other night with my good friend, Great African, and I learned a lot. And I always knew a lot. You know, when it comes to black people, one of the things with black people never want to do is take any responsibility. That's just not nothing. It's globally. This is what I get from a lot of Africans, right? You ask them, why is Africa so fucked up? Don't you understand colonialism, neo-colonialism, whatnot, the colonialists, whatnot? Okay. But the same Africans will come over here and be like, man, there's so much opportunity in America. How come you ain't got this? America's just paradise all of a sudden, And the Africans that come here and say that, right, never look at the fact that there's a huge black middle class here, the largest in the world. Black businessmen, contractors, every profession there is. Black America has met every challenge there is. Yeah, we have an underclass and stuff like that. That's anything. But our underclass is still have a higher standard of living than any place else in the world. Our poor people, So when they come here and they judge us, they say, well, why don't you do this? Well, what I don't understand is how come they don't look at the white people who are failing? There are more white people who are poor in America down. Diane, I don't know if you see it down in Atlanta. I see more white people panhandling than I do black people. Is that like that?
Hey, Colin, Mr. Untouchable. Mr. Untouchable said the only thing he's in disagreement with is your fat fade.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
That's really something intelligent, whatever.
Go ahead.
But I like my fade. I like it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this though. What we have in America is this. No matter how many times white people fail in America, right? Because I've seen white people, townships, trailer parks, they just did bad. Let me give you an example. When they said there was a heroin and meth pandemic among white people, remember Trump was running, right? He said, look, all these towns are dying, people are overdosing on oxycodone and everything like that, right? That was treated as, oh, we got sympathy and everything like that. Oh, sympathy, right? But when there was a crap epidemic in Black America, suddenly, oh man, Black people just can be condemned. They're just crack, they're just on crack, they're on this and they're just so worthless. Like your boy Willie Fungus, whatever his name is, Black people are just so bad and everything. Look at Black America, right? But white people have more advantages than we do. Why don't we talk about all the white people that's on drugs and heroin and stuff like that? They do more drugs than we do. They fail more than we do. But Black America is always judged, right? No matter what we do, even though we're just racist discriminate, we're always judged, right? And then instead of African brothers coming over here and real African brothers come over here and see that, and they join with us, they become part of us, right? But the fake Africans, right? The tribalists come over here and they're trying to, oh yeah, man, America, there's nothing wrong with America, right? And they're trying to score points with white people. And what they're finding out after all these years, right? White people are just using you. White people use the Black immigrant, the African immigrant, to try to discredit Black America. That's all it is. And so when they're done using the African immigrant, right? You're like, man, we done sold our race out. We sold our brothers out, right? And goddamn, we didn't even get one road built in our country. We got no investments. We go to the World Bank, they still rejecting us. It's like, damn, so you came over here for a couple nickels and dimes and sold your brothers and sisters out in America instead of joining with the struggle. You want to tell us there's no struggle and you want to get with the white people and you want to buck dance with them and everything. And then you wonder why you go back to the continent. It's like, damn, man, we ain't got nothing. The Asians come over here. By the time they're done with what they're doing in Asia, they now took, look how China has control over American universities. You heard about that story, right, Diane? Right? Chinese are buying up American professors, right? And Chinese didn't have the intelligence to build modern China. They went and recruited people. They sent their people over here, and they got educated. They recruited Chinese out of Chinatown. Generations of Chinese said, "Look, come back. You're from China, right?" Mm-hmm. They had a way of bringing Chinese from all over. Chinese that spoke English. They didn't speak Chinese, right? They said, "You're still Chinese." Many generations came here doing building the railways in the 1840s. Still went back to China, right, and was part of the Chinese, the Chinese miracle, So what I'm saying is this though: The same thing did not happen with the black race. Willie says, "Hey, drive to the streets of land. He thinks he's in the Congo. Nigga, shut the fuck up. That's as bad as I think Atlanta is, man. Atlanta is not the Congo, bro. Don't even try it. You wish it was like the Congo, but the bottom line is not. Cut it out. And I'm no friend of no lover of Atlanta and shit. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about a race of people, right? Particularly our brothers and sisters from the continent, and not the laymen in Africa are serious, right? They come on these platforms, they're just as serious as we are. But it seems like the Africans that have power and influence, they're not serious about shit. That's why the continent moves forward. That's why we have chaos and underdevelopment throughout the continent. And that basically, that a lot of people haven't realized that if Africa doesn't rise, right, Black America is not going to rise. They're mutually exclusive. Same thing. You can't have one part of the continent that's poor. That means the rest of the continent. You can't have one continent that's part of the continent that's doing well, right? South Africa's figured out, right? Black South Africa thought it could divorce itself from the rest of the continent, right? And it's not happening like that. The whites are still in power and everything. They thought they could broker a deal with the whites, right? And have their little black, what do they call them, black diamonds. And they have their little peace with the whites and everything. But what happens is the whites are like, hey, look, we still need cheap labor. So they're bringing all these Africans from other parts of the country and everything. And the Black South Africans are rebelling, not against the whites. They don't care about the whites and everything. They're burning out Somali businesses. They're killing Kenyans and Zimbabweans and everything. That's what's going on in South Africa right now as we speak. And so this is what I'm saying. The problem is we don't take Africanism, Pan-Africanism seriously. We talk it, right? But when it really comes down to it, we don't take this thing seriously. And that's a serious freaking problem. So,
guys, hit the like button. Also, too, the lines are open. If you'd like to call in, send me an email at uhuru@search4uhuru.com, uhuru@search4uhuru.com. Again, I misspelled it. Hold on. Man, how I'm gonna spell my own? Uhuru@search4uhuru.com. Please call in, add to the convo, and you could challenge the convo.
Has Willie Fungus? Because Holly up here looking at Hey Schoolboy. Has he ever shown his face on camera?
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. I don't think Willie is straight. I think he's gay. To tell you the truth, he gets mad at my gay comments. He has a little fruity voice.
You're funny, yeah.
For a fact, Dinus, you gotta admit the dude sounds fruity.
I don't know the cat, man. I don't know Willie.
Dinus, man.
I don't know Willie. I don't know Willie.
He sounds fruity.
I don't know.
Really,
I don't know Willie.
Check this out. I think he has something. I think he likes you, to tell you the truth.
Come on, Colin. Colin, this is not the show. We ain't doing that. Come on, Colin. This ain't the show, man. This ain't the show. Right. Yeah, none of that here. We ain't doing that here. Come on. Yeah. All right, Great African. I just sent you the link. Great African. I just sent you the link.
Here we go. I got round 2. I got more beef with him, man. So I went back and listened to the show, and I didn't see some of the slick comments he said. So I got all the slick comments, right? So I knew he was gonna call in tonight, man. I got to correct some of his slick comments he said. Yeah. Because sometimes we going, we go like this.
So Great African. I just sent you the link. Go ahead and call in. Go ahead and call in. But Adrian, I wasn't coming at you, Adrian. I just said call in, Adrian. Why not? Adrian Warren, call in. But I wasn't coming at you. Colin said Willie Fungus.
Willie Fungus. He go, I'm in America because I can make money, man. I do Uber, man. This is money, man. It's good money, man. I can't do this over here in Nigeria, man. I work Uber, man. The money on that. And I'm tired of you Okadas, man. Oh, what a fruity Negro. Yeah, the gay mafia. They're all in here, man. They hate. They're after me. And I have nothing against gays. It's just keep that shit in the closet, man. Shit, you know. That's all. It's keep in the closet. Good enough for me. It's a shame. It used to be like that because I remember they were showing this one thing on Sanford's Son, right? Fred Sanford's Son said this lady, I guess Donna's daughter, whatever. He was mad. He said, "Take this faggoty."
Hey, Kala, we can't.
Listen, I'm just saying.
No, but Kala, we can't use. I just.
Okay, effity. Let's take this effity thing, right? And back at the time, I remember that episode, right? But over the years, in the reruns, right, on TV, they cut that scene out. You know, they cut that scene out, and they showed the thing. Yeah, this is the scene they cut out. I was like, what? Because remember, Red Fox used to say "nigga" and some of everything on his show. Remember that? You know?
Nah, that's before my time.
Oh yeah, okay, before your time. You know, which we call honest would be like, "What you say, nigga?" You know, stuff like that. You know. But the bottom line, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, it's the whole thing now is like I said.
Hey, Black Cyber Network says, "I don't take issue with sexuality choice." He said, "I don't take issue with sexuality choice. Just don't touch me." Went to therapy because the LGBT dude twerked on me while I was dancing with a girl.
Oh man, no, that's what it is, bro. They going after heterosexual straight men.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We better stop. We better stop before we get banned, man. We gotta stop, man.
He said, "I punched the wall." He was punching. All right, hey.
Oh boy,
Mr. Untouchable. Mr. Untouchable.
What's your camera? You can't see your face, bro. What's happening? What's up with your lighting, man?
Let me see.
Mobile shit, man.
Hey, he looks like Colin when they be doing those like those crime
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like documentaries where they be hiding the people's face and they be changing their voice.
You can't see.
Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second.
You good, man? Listen, go ahead. Good, hey, man. You good, bro? Just go ahead, man. Go ahead, Mr. Touchable. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Kyla, I'm on camera, and you can hear my voice, and you can
I can't see you,
but well, go ahead, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Let me just first congratulate you on your wedding. You know, congratulations, bro, that you found someone.
Wedding. I had an engagement. I still got to go through a wedding. That's
yeah, but your engagement, you know, I just wanted to
thank you.
One of the comments that you yeah, one of the comments that, and I kid you about your haircut, man. You know, it's all love. But one of the
that's why I'm on camera. People gonna say stuff about me. I got thick skin, man. It's just, bro. It's just I want to know what's my messages.
I like the message.
You know.
Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to speak on is when he talked about the African countries, and I would even add to that the Caribbean countries that still hold on to the Commonwealth. And one of the comments I wanted to make is there needs to be a distinction made between the leadership and the people itself. Yeah. Because, you know, my country, we heavily on the Queen too, man. You know, they still have the Queen as the head of state, but the majority of the people around here, we don't really give a shit about the Queen. You know, I don't give a shit about the Queen. You know, granted, I have to, when I go to court, I have to wear that silly white wig. But if I don't wear it, I'm gonna get fined. You know, yeah. I'm gonna get fined. So I gotta do.
That's your question. What country? What country are you from?
The Bahamas.
Oh, Bahamas. Oh, yeah, that's deep in there. So, didn't Bermuda, not Barbados? One of them said they weren't gonna. They elected their own republic and became something like that. One of them over there.
Trinidad has their own republic. They went away from it. Jamaica is looking to break away from the Commonwealth, and I think one more Caribbean country too. We slow from it, but the majority of the countries is still heavily involved in the Commonwealth. But the people don't. So all I'm saying is that there needs to be a distinction made between the people and leadership, brother. That's really it.
I agree. I said that. I said the laymen and the people that run shit are two different entities. And I said that there's a disconnect. Like, and I asked myself the question, right? I said, do we really have? And this is a problem. What happened? I think with Liberia and those other people. I don't think the average black person, African, understand what it means to be a citizen and what it means to be part of a republic. Right? People act like subjects, And it's like not just here in Africa, right? It's here in America. You go to South Carolina. Why is John C. Calhoun's statue still sitting in Charleston? This guy was an avid white supremacist, right? And you have people in government, Norfolk, Virginia, right? Downtown Norfolk, Virginia. You have Confederate monuments still sitting there, right? And when I first moved here, and people say, "Oh, you're so tough on that." I don't care how tough you are. That friggin' shit is intimidating. You see the rebel flag and them glorifying people that want to keep my ancestors enslaved. And the average black man, I used to tell the brothers down here, I said, y'all don't get offended by it? I don't care. I said like this, Robbie Lee Street, and all this stuff like that, Confederate Highway, Confederate Parkway. And I'm saying to myself, y'all, it's like a whole thing to tell you you're in the South still and who's still in charge. And when you see black people just sort of lackadaisical going along with it, and then whenever you realize you see all the fuck shit that goes on in Black America, I said that's the reason why the same power structure, the same bastards, the same crackers still owns everything, still have the power over you, and you don't say nothing about it. So it's not just Africa, it's in America too. We let these people put their monuments and their symbols and everything over us. Go ahead, bro.
I'll even add to that because even in my country, I mean, in the town square, the main square center, you have Queen Elizabeth. I mean, and you have not Queen Elizabeth, the old Queen, and you have Christopher Columbus. We have a statues of Christopher Columbus, started in the Governor General's house, man. So I understand, man. We all in the South. All in the South.
This is ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. We like I said, we as a race are really in a lot of trouble. And I don't think we really this last election showed me that we're not really serious about fighting white supremacy or fighting white people, because we want to be on the nipple of white people. And that Master Biden will save us from the orange man. It's the most ridiculous thing, particularly among African brothers, immigrant brothers. They love themselves some white liberals and Joe Biden. They love themselves.
Get him, Great African. Hold on. Let me unmute Great African. Get him, Great African. Get him, Great African.
Love themselves some white liberals.
Hey,
man.
What's up?
White people sent us milk when we was in the internment camps, and they sent us cookies and everything when we was over there in refugee camp. Don't say nothing about no white person collar.
What's up?
I was just messing with you, man. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, I'm on the show now.
Hey, peace out, brothers.
All right, Mr. Untouchable. Appreciate it, bro. All right, go ahead, Great African.
Hey, Kala, Diners, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, this is a good forum. We can discuss some things, and in the first place, I'm gonna come out straight up and say, hey, I 100% supported Biden and Harris over Trump.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord.
Okay. All right. So, and it's not because, I am an African immigrant, but, I'm, very much, most of my life I've been in the United States. But, so basically for me, it's lesser of two evils. There's no way I could support a Donald Trump. Okay. I know Biden got his issue. Kamala Harris got her issue. She has, all these people have their issues. But if you want to affect change, you want to influence politics, you got to pick which one. You got to pick a poison. You know what I mean?
I don't want to pick any
poison. Sideline and do nothing.
I didn't want to pick no poison, man.
Yeah,
I said
but your poison, you already picked Donald Trump.
Oh, so Donald Trump, let me tell you something, bro. Donald Trump was not trying to force Africans to have LGBTQ and all shit like that. Donald Trump didn't give a shit about Africa. He basically shut down AFRICOM. He did nothing in Africa. So what are you talking about?
So Donald Trump, as an African, okay.
But you're a global. Oh, you're a globalist. You're not an African anymore. You're a globalist.
Great. I'm a globalist, but I'm an African.
No,
you understand what I mean?
You're no longer.
I'm deeply rooted.
You are no longer African, great African. You are great. You gave that up, bro. When you joined the New World Order. I'm not
joining the New World Order. I am who I am.
Man. You're a globalist, man.
Listen, bro. Listen. I am who I am, right? And I'm a black man first before I'm anything else. You understand? I'm a black man before I'm an African. Okay. And then, yes, I am an African. And then if you break it down further, I'm a Liberian. If you break it down further, I'm from Nimba County. If you break it down further, I'm a Mono man. If you break it down further, I'm from the Ga clan. And then if you break it down further,
Let me ask you a question, Great African. How do you go through all that, right? And you put Joe Biden and Kamala has like whipped cream on the top.
I told you. Okay, so is whipped cream poison? I told you, pick your poison.
Yeah, but hold on, but Great African, you didn't answer Kyle's question when he brought up the whole LGBTQ thing. As far as
no. Hey, here's my thing, bro. Okay, so for me, the LTGB, whatever that is, okay. I got customers, I got co-workers that are a part of this community. So I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of somebody based on whatever their sexual orientation is.
We're not afraid of that either. Let me ask you a question. I asked this question the other day. I feel like a week ago. That was 2 days ago, right? I asked a question, right? And in an open monologue, right? I said, why is it that I know for a fact that this stuff like that is being do you know Generation Z, listen to me for a second, right? They say nearly half of them don't identify as homosexual. They said they can go any way, any accident. How boys want to sleep with other boys, girls will sleep with other girls. Hold on, men want to sleep with their daughters, right? You don't think there's no boundary? Hold on. What's nasty? Two men or men sleeping with his cow, his stuff like that. BCL. Where does it stop? A man sleeping with his daughter.
Bro.
Hold on. In Africa, right, and black people, and I always believe that this is where we have the right. Man is a man, a woman's a woman. That's something sacred, right? Where I hear a lot of you Africans that come to America, right? Y'all throw all that out the door to embrace this new world order, non-binary. What's it called? Non-binary dynasty.
I don't even know. They go to new world every day.
Yeah. Check it out. Listen,
like that.
Let me just say this, man. I'm not here to talk about homosexuality and all that stuff. I got bigger things to discuss. You understand what I mean? All I'm telling you is whatever, if a person, whatever their orientation is, it's not my concern. You understand what I mean?
Let me ask you a question, Great African.
It's not my concern.
Hold on. The Biden administration has already took out a warning with the CDC against Tanzania, because Tanzania don't want to buy their vaccine and vaccinate the people, right? So the Biden administration is saying you're going to do this or else. So it's basically trying to stop black people from America. That's what it's all about. Trying to stop black people from America from traveling to Tanzania. You can get stranded out there, right? Not only that, it also hold on, let me finish. It also in the same statement said that Tanzania is hostile to LGBT. What the hell? Why are they so important to LGBTQ people? And it has terrorism. Tanzania is a peaceful country, right? A country like America, where 80 people have already been killed in Philadelphia this year alone, is going to tell somebody about a travel advisory in Africa. When I was in Liberia,
I'm a black man. Hey, I'm a black man in America right now.
Hold on, this is what I'm talking about. This is the administration you supported, you voted for. You voted for this. I knew what these people are about. Donald Trump didn't leave Africa alone. You should have been like,
Donald Trump has left Africa alone, but Donald Trump is a freaking anti black. That's all it. I mean, do you want me to go and I can lay out a litany of things that Trump has done.
With Joe Biden.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's not. We already that debate. Hold on, Tyler. You just, bro. Give me a minute, man. Okay. So listen, we can talk about. I told you that you got to pick your poison. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't want to pick no poison. I don't have a choice.
You ain't got to pick a poison, but you know what though? From what I surmise, it seems as if you are a Trump supporter. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I would no. You know,
do you support Trump?
Hold up. Let me say this right. I was anti radical.
Are you pro-Trump?
Huh? No, I'm not pro-Trump. No, I'm not
pro-Trump. Are you anti-Trump?
I can list a whole bunch of Trump I disagree with Trump about, right?
Okay, I just want to know where you stand. Are you a Republican?
Give me an issue.
Are you a Republican?
Huh? No,
I'm not a Republican.
I'm independent. I'm an independent.
You're an independent?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Now ask me an issue. No, don't hold on. What you're doing is this. This is what you're doing. You're just saying, you just give me vague. You're not giving me specific. You give me vague abstractions.
No, it's not vague. I'm just trying to know. I just want to know where you stand.
Ask me an issue, and I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
You know the issues.
I'm an issues person.
Hold on.
I'm all about issues.
All right, then talk about an issue, then ask me about it. Now respond to it.
Okay. So listen, I'm about issues.
Ask me an issue, you know, and I'll tell you if I support it or not.
What? Okay. I mean, I'm not interested in asking you about a specific issue. I can't think of an issue.
That's what I'm talking about.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Listen, or not. It's emotion.
Listen,
you're going by emotion.
The issues. Listen, okay. What I heard you say, what I'm hearing from you.
You didn't ask me no
issue.
A whole lot of criticism. You don't know what my position is.
I'm hearing criticism of the Biden administration. Okay.
Rightfully so.
I'm not hearing anything about what Trump was doing.
What did Trump do to Africa?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Go ahead.
Okay. Specifically, Trump doesn't give a crap about Africa.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Good.
That's fine. But listen. However, there are things that the United States, that my tax, I pay taxes, okay? I pay taxes in the United States.
We all do.
I want to see my tax dollars also help Africa. Okay? I don't want all my tax dollars going, to issues that I don't support. USAID as an example, right? Under Trump administration, there was absolutely no engagement in Africa. There are programs, things that USAID does that if you're a savvy African, you can take advantage of these things to give yourself a boost. Okay.
Like what?
Under Trump, all of that was shut down.
Hold on. Give me something. Were they working? Were redundancy? Are we getting anything? The American taxpayer getting a return on that stuff? A lot of times people come over here.
Hold on. Just give us an example. Kyle, don't cut them off. Give an example.
Okay. So for example, right? Under Obama administration, USAID had a program that was Winrock International sponsor. Because I'm coming with specifics, gentlemen. Winrock. So what they did was,
Kyle, let me finish, Kyle.
So basically, under Obama, okay, Liberian farmers who wanted to get into the palm oil sector were able to get 2,000 seedlings, okay, 2,000 seedlings that they could use to start as start a business. It could be like a palm oil nursery business, okay? That's specific things that people did where USAID through Winrock International, if you register as a farmer, you got 2,000 seeds, right? And if you nursed it, you can sell them for $5 a piece. That's concrete stuff under Obama, okay? Under Trump,
listen. Stop you right there.
Hey, no, don't stop. I'm telling you.
Let finish, Kyle. Let finish.
Okay, I'm telling you the difference. Under Trump, okay, Winrock, that whole operation shut down. Okay, Trump shut all that stuff down and said, you know what? To hell with Africa. We got nothing to do with that. Okay, but this is real things that a Liberian farmer who wants to have a palm oil nursery and make a little bit of money and start something benefited from. Those are specifics.
But can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Right, but why are we even depending? Why is a country like Liberia even depending on America for aid?
You know what? Because
in fact, what's that, Great African? And, I forgot the name of the sister. She wrote a book, basically how aid.
Debasso.
Yeah, what's the name of the book? Aid.
Dead aid.
Dead aid. And she goes into detail how aid does not benefit Africa.
Listen.
They laid it out and laid it out.
And let me just say this. Let me say this, okay? Aid doesn't. Okay, that program that I'm talking about, right? I'm giving y'all real facts, gentlemen. The program I'm talking about was a $7 million program, okay? 90% of that was bureaucracy. This was a bunch of people, you know, like the people who implemented this, they were driving around in Toyota Land Rovers, probably sleeping with local girls, all of these things. Those are negative.
That's why Trump cut it off, so they're useless.
You understand what I mean? And that is a part of it. Like you donate to a charity, okay, 90% of it is administrative. You understand? But we're talking specifically about things Donald Trump versus Obama. Okay, the last presidents were, and I'm just telling you.
Can I get a chance to talk?
You understand? So under Donald Trump, there was not a single program that a single Liberian benefited from that I'm aware of.
Okay, but hold on, Carla. But see, okay, that's great. But then the problem I have, Red African, with a lot of my African brothers who support Obama or Biden, when it comes to Libya, you guys completely skip over that.
No, Libya. Let me just tell you this about Libya. We're not talking about Libya, right? Okay.
Why not?
So if you talk about Libya, for me, as a Liberian, I don't necessarily support.
Come on, Red African.
I don't like. Hey, listen. You might like Lib. Okay, I can give you reasons why I don't like.
You've been talking a long time. You gotta let me respond, man. We go a long time.
Hey, listen, gentlemen.
Let me stop right there.
Do you like? Did you think Gaddafi was good for Africa? Gaddafi?
No, but hold on. But this is the problem, Red African. This is the problem.
Okay.
All right. Gaddafi gets assassinated.
Yes.
All right. After he gets assassinated, it's not just about Gaddafi. It's about the after effects of when Gaddafi gets assassinated. Complete hell in the Sahara, in the Sahel. Complete hell.
Complete hell.
Slave trade. In fact, I guarantee you there's some Liberians that probably got sold in slavery.
Bro.
All right. So you got the slave trade, you know, the weapons that I guess Gaddafi had maybe the second largest military in Africa. Those weapons were secured. Now terrorist groups who Obama funded gets access to those weapons are now running crazy in like Nigeria, Burkina Faso, and Mali.
Listen, gentlemen, let me just say this, okay? When it comes to U.S. foreign policy, it's fairly consistent, whether you have a Democrat or a Republican. So I give you that. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to how they engage Africa or the whole world order, all of that stuff is very, 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 very consistent. It's on autopilot. Okay. What I'm talking about is when you talk about tangible things that at least you can look at and say, okay, this is a program. I'm trying to get something started. Let me engage this particular group that is sponsored by the USAID. That's different from U.S. Foreign policy as it relates to the military, as it relates to people like Gaddafi. Okay, like the other night I told y'all how the United States was responsible for the coup in Liberia. Y'all jumped all over me. Okay, and then now Gaddafi.
I think
okay, the same way that Gaddafi got took out.
And the whole thing is just like hold on.
Very, very consistent.
Hey, Diane, man, I got to talk, man. You've been talking for all the time. You're dominant.
No, but I agree with Colin. Liberians were responsible for the coup.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Let me tell you what.
Hold on. Just like
Liberians, you agree with Colin, but listen.
Let me say this, right? Let me say.
Go ahead, Colin. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Geez, thank you. 5 minutes, God.
5 minutes. That's all you got, bro.
Man, you're so generous. You're so of heart, man. I gotta buy you a beer one time. Yo, check this out. 15 years before the coup in Liberia, 14 years, right? Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown under the same circumstances, right?
Correct.
The CIA comes in, sees. First of all, this is how the CIA works, right? This is how they work, right? They go into a country, right, and they recruit young guys, young people, right? And they take them out to dinner. They give you money here and there, like that. They do it through the Peace Corps. They have you sleep with their little white girls and everything. Pretty soon they make a profile of you, right? They know your finger and everything like that. when they get tired of somebody in power, right? Now it's your turn to step up, right? They did it with Idi Amin. They put him in on a bote. They did it with Mobutu when they took out Patrice Lumumba, and they did it in Ghana against Kwame Nkrumah.
But somehow they didn't do that in Liberia.
Hold on. They did the same thing in Liberia. But the thing is, though, right? They know they can't do a coup, right? Unless they got the full support on the ground, and they see how it's gonna play out with the masses, right? They knew that the masses of people in Liberia, right, were gonna support that coup. That's the only reason why they did it. You guys were celebrating.
But why would the masses of the? Let me ask you a question, though.
Celebrating everything, so that responsibility is on you.
I haven't specifically come in here and go full anti-American Liberian because I don't think it's productive at this stage.
Oh, why not talk about it?
As a Liberian,
it's the undercurrent.
A Liberian, okay, I liken it to the fact of the matter is there are a lot of African Americans or Black people or white people who love the United States of America in spite of all the atrocities that were committed against Native Americans, the enslavement of Black people, all of this stuff.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, listen, bro, you said you were gonna give me 5 minutes. Can I get 30 seconds?
You said 5 minutes. That was only 1 minute, bro.
But no. Okay, listen. Let me take back 1 minute. Let me take 1 minute of the 5 minutes that I gave you.
Hold on, no, you said 1 minute. I said
1 minute from that, bro. Listen, I'll give you back 3 more minutes, but I'm just taking one minute back from you.
I listened to the show. The last show you dominated me. I couldn't get a word in there.
No, you dominated.
No, you.
Great. Ask your question. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying to you is, I'm not here today. I'm not trying to come on here and bash American Liberians. Okay, when you talk about people supported the coup, definitely there were people that supported the coup. That coup happened. I think I was 8 years old when that coup happened. You understand? I was standing in my front yard. Everybody that I knew took the tires off their cars, okay, and put them on cinder blocks because the military was taking people's cars at random. You understand what I mean? So it wasn't like yes, people supported the coup. Okay, there were systemic issues that were going on because of the things that were put in place. Okay, if the true Whig Party didn't have game, they didn't integrate the natives like they should.
They did. I disagree.
Okay,
I disagree. I strongly disagree.
There were a few. Listen, bro.
There were a few. Disagree.
Like for instance, like my late father, right? If you wanted to be to get a job or anything, you had to change your name.
Not necessarily. What about the Massaquoi? Oh, let me stop you right there.
No. I'm telling you facts, though, bro.
See, you keep going on. You gotta let me. You have a conversation.
Go ahead. I'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. I'll shut up for 3 minutes.
Kyle, you got 3 minutes. Go ahead. Just go. Go.
First of all, the two most powerful families in Liberia, right? The indigenous people had powerful families too, right? The Fambolas and the Massaquoi were two most powerful families, educated families in Liberia. They're both from the Vi tribe, right? Right? The Massaquoi.
Look, my sister's married to a Fambola.
Hold on. The Massaquoi clan, right? Like my girl Sine Massaquoi, right? That hosted me in Liberia when I Vi tribe. I'm good with pretty cool with the Vi people, right?
I got into a fight with a guy named Massaquoi when I was a kid. I whooped his ass. But anyway, go ahead.
Check this out. The Prince Massaquoi, right? Who I made a character in my novel about, right? I brought him back up 20 years later. He married one of the Johnson girls, right? And there was a relationship between the Johnsons, the Shermans, and that family right there. So they were the top echelons of Liberia were intermarrying with each other. So this nonsense about there was no integration is nonsense. The Massaquoi clan. The Massaquoi clan was responsible for a lot of the high diplomatic channels to Germany, and they helped broker the Bong mines, So this idea, the natives were just, we had to go crazy and kill everybody because we weren't integrated. That's a freaking bunch of crap, and you know it.
Okay, but let me just be real with you too, Carla. So you're gonna shut up for 2 minutes, right?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I shut up for 2 minutes, bro. To say that the coup and the celebration of the coup was completely unjustified and that American Liberians did absolutely nothing to piss off the natives is also an extreme, like, disconnect with reality. Okay. I grew up in Liberia. So I know the situation that was on. If you were not American Liberia, just all you have to do is look at the fact is Liberia was an oligarchy. Okay. The entire government, if you look at the government, you can look it up now.
The oligarchy.
Look it up now. Bro, listen. These are facts. The entire government, in the highest level, down to the representative. We didn't even have representatives. Where I was from,
it's a lot. It's like most
bro,
of the congressmen
no.
in Liberia were native.
I told you to give me 2 minutes. I don't want to get crazy.
You're telling a lie.
I'm not telling a lie.
Native were all different types of people.
Kala, reality is, I'm from Nimba. You know who my representative was for the True Rig Party? The guy named Charles King. Do you understand? We didn't get to vote for our own representatives in the House of Representatives. The True Rig Party decided to appoint representatives. There was no election.
I told that last time.
There was no election. That's true. Charles King was the representative for District 1, Nimba County. Okay? Because he was a member of the True Rig Party, American Liberian. His grandfather or father was Charles D.B. King, the guy who undermined Marcus Garvey. Okay? So that was my representative as a monoman.
All right, that's 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes.
No, but let me ask you a question, Great African. When did you immigrate to America?
I immigrated to America. It's been back and forth, but the first, 1984.
84.
Yeah.
When you immigrated, who was in power?
Excuse me?
When you immigrated, who was in power?
Who was in power? When I immigrated, Dole was in power.
All right. So when did we start seeing a large wave of Liberians immigrating to America?
It started in earnest 1989, 1990, 1991. So I left Liberia because the whole country, here's the reason why why I left. My father was killed in 1985 by Dole. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's reasons why, it's basically political reasons why we left.
Okay, so my question, so you said, a large influx of Liberians came to America between, we'll say, 89 and 91, or
91, 92, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So why, if the miracles were so bad, why weren't they coming in the early, I guess 70s or 60s under Trump minutes over?
Let me check this
out.
Hold on. I want to go ahead and answer, Greta.
Okay.
That's where I'm confused.
Yeah, let me enlighten. Bro, the brother asked an intelligent question. Let me answer his question. You know what I'm saying? So listen. The American Liberians, okay, during the rule of Talbert and all of these different things, there were Liberians used to come back and forth to America. Even like my father and them, they used to come, but they never stayed. Do you understand what I mean? So there was a breakdown in law and order, okay? From this is where I was trying to explain to you guys the other night that certain things became very, very tribal, okay? It's like this. When you look at, for example, when the Cold War ended, you had chaos in the world. People started to seek their own interests, okay? So I liken the downfall of American Liberians and what happened in Liberia was where people, different tribal groups started to settle scores among themselves. You understand? So by 1989, okay, Charles Taylor, who was miraculously escaped from prison in the United States, launched a rebellion, which the people in Nimba, fully supported.
Yeah, great, brother. Not to cut you off. But again, why didn't they immigrate en masse under America?
I'll give you a simple question. I'll answer the question very simply. Because of war. That's why they didn't.
That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make
why did they? But
what happened is in 1989, Christmas Eve. A rebellion was
I'm asking why. But again, but Great African again. Hold on, Carla. Hold on. My question is, and this is where I just get confused. If the Americans, because I hear Americans were enslaving people, they were doing this, doing that, but why weren't there a large influx of Liberian immigrants coming to America during America rule than versus once the indigenous people took over?
Okay, because in 1989, a civil war started. A rebellion was launched. They crossed over into Nimba. You understand? And that was a rebellion.
Listen,
can I ask a question?
Let him finish, Carla. Let him finish, Carla. I just let him finish.
I'm not getting any talking
Yeah, let him finish, Carla.
This is why I'm not a. This is why when Gaddafi died, I didn't shed a tear, because Gaddafi. Okay, in 1989, Christmas Eve, the crossover from Burkina Faso, they crossed over into Ivory Coast, and then they landed. 200 special forces that were trained in Libya. Mostly my kinsmen, my tribe. Okay, the Manos and the Gils launched a rebellion against Samuel Doe in 1989. 200 people within 90 days, they literally controlled 90% of the country. You understand that? That was because of a conflict between a guy by the name of Samuel Doe and a guy by the name of Thomas Quinkwa, who was killed in 1985. And then Prince Johnson and Charles Taylor launched a revolution.
All right.
So when that happened, bullets were flying everywhere. Listen,
I want to hear from Great African since he's. I just want to go ahead.
I can tell you this story. We know this.
Bullets started to fly. You couldn't be in Liberia and be safe. That is why.
Yeah, but again, I know. But Great. Okay, so you said that the coup in 1980, some people justified it, or I guess the masses justified it because the Americo-Liberians were, I guess, just oppressive.
Every position in government.
Yeah, but again, why didn't you guys?
But listen.
I try to understand. I still don't understand.
They were more educated. How about this? They were more educated than the indigenous.
Guys, I'm trying to be very, very calm, and I want to use appropriate language and everything.
They were just
better
educated.
Carla, Dinah's answered a question. Let me answer the question. Okay. Because what where you're coming from, Dinah, you're saying if things were so bad under the American-Liberians, why weren't Liberians fleeing Liberia during the rule of the American-Liberians?
That's my question. That's my question.
That's your question. That's good. That's my question. And that's fine. What I'm saying to you is, during the rule of, say, Tubman and Talbot, okay, Liberia was a relatively calm, peaceful country. But under all of that, the reality of the facts is taxation without representation. You understand? My grandparents were paying HUD tax. They weren't getting any benefits from the taxes that they were paying. The government was comprised 80% of a 5% minority. Okay? That's not sustainable. You cannot have a situation where 80% of the government, 80%. Carla, listen, I'm explaining.
Hold on. I'm just still trying to understand. Go ahead.
So if you have a situation where 80% of the government, okay, is controlled by a small elite group, okay, you're a group that's only 5% of the population.
Right.
5% of the population control 80% of the political power.
I understand.
What I'm talking about.
I know, but Great African, again, I'm still confused. But why didn't you guys leave in large numbers under American rule? That's why I don't understand. And then the question Great African, my other question is what I don't understand. If the Americo-Liberians are so bad, why immigrate to the country that created the Americo-Liberians?
Yeah, why come here?
It's not about why immigrate to the country. Liberians, when this civil war started, there are Liberians in Australia, there are Liberians in Europe, there are Liberians in Ghana, there are Liberians in Nigeria. Liberians left and went wherever they could to be safe. United States happens to be one of many places that Liberians went.
Main place.
Okay, it's one of
the main place though.
But it's a fact. If you go to Ghana, anybody from Ghana will tell you, there's a bunch of Liberians went over to Ghana, bunch of Liberians in Nigeria, bunch of Liberians in Ivory Coast. Liberians left because bullets were flying. They went wherever they could go. That's why.
So let me ask you a question.
It's not because
now you're gonna tell me that was better.
Of course, the American, of course, the United States.
You tell me bulls were flying and everything like that. That was much better than having a couple of Congo people, which you basically, if you look at the trajectory, right, in another decade, the indigenous people would have completely had the country if they worked for it.
I don't listen. Personally, you I regret the fact that the CIA.
You will be a rich.
Listen to me, bro.
Industrialist right now.
The fact of the matter.
War.
Listen, I've told you many times that Tolbert was my favorite president. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. You know why?
And they play on
Tolbert
ignorance.
actually started reform.
And that's
Tolbert
why I
was
say
like,
some of you guys are so dangerous.
They were hardline.
Shit can happen again. The CIA will come to you. Oh man, this that they tell you a story.
Give me 2 minutes,
and
bro.
You fall for that. But we Black Americans, man, we don't like these people. We don't. We respect the FBI, CIA. We fight COINTELPRO. That's the difference between us and you.
I'm not going to get personal, but I'm going to stick to the fact. The fact of the matter is, Tolbert started some integration of indigenous people. Do you understand what I mean?
Like
the late Jackson F. Doe was the first indigenous person to become a cabinet minister. He was the minister of education. You understand? So Tolbert recognized that the policies that they've had in place were not sustainable.
Than most Liberians, and that's a fact.
Okay.
I love my brother Nakmeezy, man.
The policies that they had in place of excluding the natives from all political things were not sustainable. Tolbert recognized that. Tolbert had a platform. He said total involvement, total involvement for higher heights. Do you understand?
Well, let me ask you a question. It was to the
point where
why is it that there's no Tolbert monument but there's Tubman monuments everywhere? There's a Tubman birthday. You guys, when Tubman Day comes out, Liberians show up in their best.
People like
Tubman.
Yeah, but go ahead, Great Africa.
Let's listen to me, man.
Over here, go ahead.
Tolbert, his thing was, we're going to move the people from mats to mattresses. We're going to total involvement for higher heights. You understand what I mean? His trademark suit was called a higher height suit. So organically, our country was moving in towards the direction of total involvement. There were some American Liberians who were more conservative, who looked at Tolbert and said, "You're a crazy fool," even for even trying to get these country people involved in our government. Okay, so this is the natural course of things that were happening in Liberia. Okay, so over time, things could have worked out. Okay, but Tolbert became a target and a victim of the Cold War policy, and his anti-Israeli stance is what led to his demise. There was no country people who could by themselves, all they could do was riot and do other things. So that was a CIA operation, as as you eloquently laid out what happened to Patrice Lumumba, what happens to Kwame Nkrumah. They attempted the same thing with Sékou Touré of Guinea. It didn't work out. So they got rid of Thomas Sankara. So this is all things that the CIA orchestrated.
You know what I'm
saying? Okay. So it's not. You cannot just look at things from a knee-jerk reaction and say, "Oh, you know what?"
Dinus asked a question about Libya and Gaddafi. Do you know that the rice program that you see that Liberia's built on was made by loans that Gaddafi gave the Sirleaf government for the rice cookers in Lofa County?
No, I know that. I know that. That was a guy by the name of Wendell McIntosh. Listen,
hold on.
That was not Sirleaf government. That was Wendell McIntosh.
Libya was going to redo the Duke Corps. $40 million. They're going to pump it to the Duke Corps.
Yeah,
it wasn't $40 million.
It was $40 million.
It was $25 million. No? First of all, it's $25 million.
But he still was going to redo it.
Listen.
But the bottom line, when I went to the Duke Corps, when I was in Liberia 2 weeks ago, I went to the Duke Corps, And the one guy was telling me, he said, man, I wish somebody would come and invest in this place. And I said, whatever happened? He said, Gaddafi was supposed to come here. He never did.
Gaddafi was supposed to come here, but Gaddafi got killed.
But he got killed. By
Yeah, but that's my point, Great African. He was investing in Liberia. He got killed. He like, fuck Gaddafi. Yeah,
Gaddafi. Listen, if there was no Gaddafi, there'd be no Charles Taylor, okay, and there'd be no freaking civil war where 250,000 people died.
Regardless, Doe was going to be taken.
You understand what I'm saying?
Doe had
okay. So Great African. Okay, so let me ask you this. So hold on, Carla. So Doe gets into power. He's Kron, right?
Right.
Did he put all his Kron homeboys into power as well?
Yes, he did. Okay.
And then from my understanding, he also took out retribution against other tribes. Is that right? Like he slaughtered. So how can you say that there wasn't going to be a civil war? How are you blaming it on how are you blaming this on Gaddafi?
I'm not blaming the civil war on American Liberians.
No. But you got to say. But you just said there would be no civil war if it wasn't for Gaddafi. But if you look what Doe was doing,
you know why there would be no civil war? Because of okay, maybe there would have been a civil war in another form. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, Charles Taylor was in a Libyan training camp. You understand what I mean? Okay. 200 of my tribesmen supported Charles Taylor because we had a beef with Doe.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Rightfully so, I guess. From what Doe was doing, rightfully so.
Correct.
Okay.
So it was very easy for my tribesmen to say, hey, you know what? We're gonna support this guy, Charles Taylor, right? And 200 of us went and took guerrilla training, and we invaded the country. Do you understand? Okay. Just 200 people. Right. Within 90 days, we had 90% of the country. Okay. You understand? Right. Because Doe was killing our people.
Right.
Doe, whereas where the persecution from American Liberians was like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? You'll go to prison. You know, they had a prison camp called Belayala, and they would fly you. You're only accessible by helicopter. So if you were some political person, you went to that place and you barely survived. You couldn't escape because there was alligator-infested water. It was an island. You understand what I'm saying? That's terrible. However, Doe was straight up executing people.
Right.
You understand?
So he had it coming. He had it coming. He was feeding people to lions and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like if you attack a group of people, that's why our people were like, you know what? That's why our people said, you know what? Okay, this Charles Taylor guy, you know what? We're gonna support him. Okay, and Gaddafi trained. There were a bunch of the Sierra Leoneans. There were Ghanaians. There were a whole bunch of people in that training camps in Libya. Libya wanted to control Africa. Gaddafi wanted control of Africa, and he thought Taylor would be a good puppet. He thought Forte Sonke would be a good puppet. He was training Sekou Touré's son. He was even training people from Ghana. There were people from all different walks of life in Libya training.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You failed to mention the British and the Israelis' involvement in the diamond smuggling and the blood diamonds in Sierra Leone and parts of Liberia.
That was only possible after the Civil War started.
The only possible Civil War. There was conflict. There was civil war in Sierra Leone back in 1968. What are you talking about? There was conflict. There was conflict and war in the interior of Sierra Leone back in 1968, caused by the British.
The 1960s. Like I'm talking about the 1990s.
Hold on. Then, right? What you have in Liberia was you have the only country in part of West Africa that was stable, right? No one ever thought a coup could happen in Liberia because of the way the country was laid out. It was stable. You know, the people were just basically content with what they have. Another thing, Diane asked a question about why there wasn't so many people. Do you know Liberia, of all the African countries, right, in all countries of the world, Liberia had a total, they said by 1965, a total of only 35 Liberians ever emigrated from Liberia to America. 35. So Liberia is the only country in the world where more people came to Liberia than left and came to America. You know, more Mexicans come here the Mexicans come back over the border. Liberia traditionally had the lowest amount of immigrants to America. What changed?
Yeah, because the only people that listen, guys, the only people, most of the people that were immigrating to the United States were American Liberians that were coming to school here on government scholarships.
No, that's true, because there was a famous crew guy who became one of the first persons educated in a top university in America, and he came from a rural area.
One guy. There was one person from Nima County who came here, was educated in the 60s.
Indigenous Liberians.
One guy.
Several indigenous Liberians who came to America, and they got with the African American community and whatnot, and came back to Liberia, and they were high up in Liberian politics. They were respected like anybody else, so they had the education. It was all about education. The Grebels, the Grebels down there, the educated Grebels and the Golas competed with the American Liberians. You only look at it through the prisms of government. It's not, everything's not just government. You guys see, you only
no, it's not about government.
You only look at the government.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
Government.
Where you live, right?
That's what I'm saying. You always think about government.
If I, as a Liberian, indigenous Liberian, I pay taxes, okay?
Oh, no. Actually, the majority of Liberians work.
Hold on, Max, back your stuff up. Max, go upstairs, get all your stuff.
Listen. The fact here, gentlemen, is there are no heroes in Liberia because it's a messed up country in a sense, but we have an opportunity to do things that we can actually improve the country.
Check this out. I had this one lady, right? She's on Liberian, right? Beautiful Liberian sister, right? And she's on Facebook, and she's basically just talking about. She's basically winning on. Like I said, Liberians have the same problems a lot of African Americans have, right? They have a lot of problems, like a lot of self-hate, a lot of envy, a lot of bickering, and the biggest threat to Liberians are African Americans, is fellow Liberians. You know, when they see a Liberian doing something well, whatever like that, they want to undermine it. They want to, you know, but the thing is though, that basically right there. And I tell Liberians, look, and I had to tell Liberians while over there. I said, look, is this Liberian rice? Oh, what's the big deal? It is a big deal. I said, I want to eat Liberian rice. This is Liberian rice. So I made people get me, right, when I went to go look for rice, Liberian grown rice. And Liberians think it was important.
Had I known, I would have sent you some rice from my farm.
Well, I tell you something, we have like I have Armstrong, my brother Armstrong. He has several farms in Liberia, and we got some Liberia. But I was just talking about the casualness of it. But oh yeah, just some rice. I'll say, what is it, Liberian rice? Like it was not important. Like they were looking at me like, why is it such a big deal? It is a big deal. I said I want to eat Liberian rice, you know, and so therefore, I said to myself that a lot of it, and then also when I was there, right, there's this culture still in the country, right, where if you don't have any status or education or money, you're treated like a boy your whole entire life, you know. Like they'll say, the boy. And I said to myself, if I was a proud indigenous Liberian, right, I would feel some kind of way, you know. And the average Liberian tell me how I break away from that if I just had a good job. And I said to myself, I told these young brothers, I said, look, man, better days are going to come. They said, you sure? I said, bro, better days are coming. And I just had to reassure a lot of Liberians when I was there. I said, you guys are in a good position. They said, tell me how. I said, you guys are the only real free country in Africa. This country has never been colonized. And thank God for the American Liberians, because despite all their problems, you have a republic.
You know what? Let's agree on this, okay? Let's agree on this. Liberia, okay? It's the only
on the sound, bro.
From what I see, it's the only country. So these, okay, we can talk about some of the good things that were instituted by America.
Hey, yo, great African, your mic is shot. Your mic is shot.
My mic is shot?
Yeah, something. You gotta talk a little. Right there, you sound better. But
can you hear me better?
Now you can.
Okay, so listen, bro. Like when we started this discussion, I told you I have no interest in bashing American Liberians. You understand what I mean? So the thing is, at the end of the day, Liberia is our country. It is what it is. Okay, and
we share a history in this country. We African Americans and Liberians share a history in the country. And what I don't like is this, right? There's right and wrong on both sides and everything like that. But what I don't this idea that African Americans we should not be proud of our history of this country, you know,
No.
and what we do and stuff like that. Yeah, I understand the dynamics and everything like that. But the whole thing is and I tell Liberians all the time. I say, look, like there was this the African American lady tried to do a documentary called The African American Experience in Liberia, basically trying to reach out and say, oh, we have a history. You got New Georgia, everything like that, which would be beautiful. Black people like that. Liberians get so angry. Oh man, like that. And I went to those upriver settlements, right? I went to Broadville and whatnot, and I toured those up to Crozerville, and I got this. I took a lot of pictures, and I interviewed people up there, and all those settlements look like you're in the old South, you know?
Yeah, bro.
Like in the old South.
Like it looks,
and I said to myself, there's the Hill families from New Georgia, and it came from Georgia, Macon County, Georgia. My family's a Hill family in Macon County, Georgia. We have Hill family people in Liberia, right? And I told my Uncle Michael that. He's like, wow, we got Hill. Yeah, the Hill family's big. That's one of the biggest settlements of Liberia. And that the Hills came from Macon. Those are my relatives, right? And my uncle, we're going to research that. You know, he wants to go to Liberia and research that and meet y'all. And I'm saying to myself, why shouldn't I go over there and say, hey, kin folks, this is my kin folks. You came from Georgia? You came from North Carolina? Oh, yeah, we have the same thing. Link up with people and everything. Why would anybody, particularly indigenous Africa, they should be celebrating that, you know? That's a continuation of the African story, you know?
It is.
But instead
Listen, Colin, let me just say this, okay? Everything that you're saying, where you lose me is when you start saying you Negroes did this and you Negroes did that.
I said that too. I say that about Black Americans too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying to you is, listen, as far as in the first place, Liberia, we're the only people in Africa who actually own our own land. You understand what I'm saying? That is policies that were set in place. We're the only country where you have to be black to become a citizen. That's a policy that was put in place by American Liberians. Okay. Can you guys hear me at all?
Instead of saying using that something to build on and stuff like that, they want to basically discredit. The whole idea is this: when you see white people in Liberia, right, they're there to do one thing: to divide the two groups of people, turn you against the American Liberia, turn you against that. Instead of you embracing that, the same way I embrace the Bassa people. I embrace the Golas. I embrace all these people. I met with these people and everything like that. I became friends with these people and everything like that. And being at peace, I rode down Redemption Road and saw where those men were executed. Right, I've let it go. I forgive it. You know, I let it go. I don't hold that anger and bitterness in me. You know, I'm saying like this: when is it that the indigenous Africans are going to let this thing? Because that's what's holding Liberia back. Because Liberians go around the world and say, "Well, why are you?" It's like, oh yeah.
So, Colin, let me just tell you this, Colin.
Liberians are the most negative.
Let me just explain something to you. Something that you need to know. Okay, so the vast majority of Liberian population, okay, are under the age of 50. Actually, under the age of 40. Okay, at least 60 to 70% of the population is under the age of 40. They don't have any understanding of Redemption Road. Okay, they don't understand. They don't have any. They don't remember who Talbot was. I remember Talbot. I'm damn near 50. You understand what I mean? So it's like so you have to look at this whole American-Liberian divide thing is something of the past. It doesn't exist. Okay.
Basically, a lot of it I learned too over the years, right? And people always say and that's another thing the French created, the griots, the storyteller. That's a lie. Africa, basically, historically, if you look at Timbuktu, Jenne, Mali, all these places had libraries. People had books and they recorded stuff, right? The idea of the griot storyteller, people lie and they distort. If it's not written down, it doesn't have record and everything, I don't use it. You know, I learned a long time ago that Africans tend to tell tales, not lie, but tell tall tales and distort history. That's why we don't have an accurate history. They exaggerate. And I always say, College Genesis always says, exaggeration is the bastard child of enthusiasm. If you are an American Liberian enthusiast, you're going to exaggerate their accomplishments. If you are a native enthusiast, you're going to exaggerate their plight and what they're stood for. So that's what exaggeration is, a bastard child of enthusiasm.
What we need to focus on. Am I clear? Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you.
Okay. So listen, we all have our biases, right? So obviously, everybody, even in the United States, where you live, you could be living in the same city, you might be repping a specific neighborhood. You understand what I mean? And even if you're in the same neighborhood,
if I don't want to go down to somebody's neighborhood and get shot because I'm in the wrong neighborhood. And
correct. But what I'm telling you is this is something that afflicts us whether we're in Africa or we're in America. You understand? So like I grew up in Milwaukee. If you were on 24th, like 21st Street, it was like okay, and then there was 27th Street. So everybody was repping. So to me, that's tribalism. You know, in whatever it is.
Of course,
the bottom line is okay. Liberia is prime for investment. Liberia is the only true Pan-African country. Okay, so there's somebody.
I'm building that in my BAO chapter in Liberia, and I got people on the ground and everything. But the last thing we need right now is people basically who are basically trying to show the ugly side of Liberian history to the world, all like that. The bottom line is this: until the indigenous people say, you know something, for better or for worse, we're glad these people came here, and we're glad that we have a country right here called Liberia. Till they basically, over the years, hold up, Great African, over the years, I've had people, Liberians, tell me, I don't believe no such thing as a Liberian. I'm a Gio man. I'm a Kron man. You know what I'm saying? My family like that. I don't believe in no republic. That's why I said it earlier, an hour ago in the conversation. I said, look, Africans don't understand the idea of what it means to be a citizen and what it means to be a republic, to be a part of a republic. You know, when you're a part of a republic, you know, it's people that's like, I see George Weah. He's down in Grand Cru doing a crew dance and everything. He's down there. Oh, George Weah, they're doing the praise thing. I get that, but you are the president.
See, Weah's actually from Nimba.
I know, but he goes with the crew. He goes with the crew.
But he's crew.
He goes with the crew. But the bottom line is
crew, but he has roots in Nimba.
Actually, he grew up in Crew Town, among the crew.
New Crew Town.
Don't know it like that. He grew up in Crew Town, you know, in Clara Town, you know. So we don't know where he.
And then he married Clara. You married Claire Weah. He's from Clara Town.
Yeah,
how's that?
Check us out. But my point I'm trying to make is this. I don't think a lot of people. I think some people know, right? But they don't know when you become a tribe or you're set and become a citizen. Like people ask me about, okay, I'm a citizen of the United States, right? I understand what that means, right? There's certain things I can say within boundaries of the law, whatever like that. I got a passport, my legal documents, everything like that. I'm a citizen. I have a responsibility as a citizen of this republic. Now, if I don't like that, what I do is this. I go to another country and renounce my citizenship, right? And take on a citizenship of another country, right? When you have people inside of a country, right, who are renouncing their republic, right? I don't care about no J.J. Roberts. I don't care about this, what I. This country don't represent me. Born inside the country. What cares for the country you have?
Kala, you know what that is? That is, you need to educate your people. You understand what I mean? The country needs to be educated. When I was in fifth grade, you know, for reading class, the book that we read, right? The book. The first story in my fifth grade reading class was titled Our First President. Okay? You know who that was? The first story I read about our first president was freaking George Washington, the cherry tree story.
Yeah, because you guys had a lot of American books and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. So
we never really had an educational system in Liberia to teach them patriotism and stuff like that, you know? So people grow up not knowing who they are. They think America, Liberia is actually a colony of America, and that's not the case, you know?
That's not the case. And the Civil War taught us that when they came and got the actual American citizens out and left the rest of us to die. You know, so look, most of the people that you're working with, most of those young guys that you're working with, Colin, they weren't even alive when American Liberians were in power. The reality is they only know Liberian. A lot of our indigenous languages are actually dying. Okay. So, and that's not really a good thing. But the fact is, Liberia is a republic, and people pledge allegiance to Liberia. We're to a fault, we're kind of losing our culture, which is not a good thing. Okay.
It's an African fusion. It's kind of like Sierra Leone, Liberia is an Afro fusion. It's a fusion.
And the bottom line, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, great African. I was on the streets of Monrovia, man, and the bottom line is this. Yo, you see a blend of, it's like everything coming at you one time. It's like you're in Detroit, Harlem, and the Bush at the same time, you know? I'm saying the bottom line is this. It's the modern world. It's like, it's not, like you go to parts of Japan, right? The Ainu and the Okinawans are complaining that they're losing their so-called indigenous culture. Bro, it's the way we're going in the world. You know, you can take some things, and what you tend to do, what Japan tried to do, Japan understood one thing, right? This is post-World War II. I studied Japan. It's one country I studied probably more than I did Liberia, right? Post-World War II, right? The Japanese said, look, we need to keep our spirit in farming, right? But we still got the modern world. Now, Japan understood they had a lot of superstitions and stuff like that in the rural areas, right? And then what happens when the kids go to school, right? They'll come home and they'll hear folklores and they start laughing at their grandparents and everything. What's going on, right? So in other words, the older people had to be educated about, okay, what these things are modernized. This is the way we do things, everything. At the same time, the young people learned to keep the tradition. They did so by having cultural societies and everything, you know? And when I was in Liberia, I didn't see enough of that, cultural societies and everything. You go live your modern life, and you can't talk about losing your culture when you haven't even gotten into the modern world yet. We need industrialization. You need modernization. You need all that stuff like that. So people can keep on to their culture, right? And adopt the modern way of life.
What we have in Liberia, the problem that we have in Liberia, we have people that are neither stick nor rope. You understand? Meaning, we have people who they grew up in Monrovia, but they're not up to snuff on the modern world in terms of education and understanding what it means to survive and thrive in the Western world. But they're also disconnected from their indigenous roots. So they're not stick, they're not root. At least if you take those guys that you're talking to in Monrovia, you put them in the interior of the country, they wouldn't know how to survive. Okay. And then if you take those same guys without some serious reform and education and put them in the modern world, they still wouldn't know how to survive. They're not stick and they're not broke. Okay. So that is the social problem that we're having in Liberia. But Liberia is, if you're thinking about Pan-African, we need to stop talking and start doing, right? We got to organize ourselves in a way where we can actually take advantage of the fact that we have a country called Liberia where you have to be black to be able to own land. You have to be black to be a citizen. Okay? Period. So if you organize yourselves here in America and go back to Liberia and find whatever niche you want to find, that's the only place, in my view, that you're free to do that. You can't do that in Ghana. You can't do that in Tanzania. Every 90 days you go to Tanzania, you're gonna have to go and get re-up on your residency. So anybody that's listening here who thinks that you're a Pan-Africanist and you want to do something in Africa, you need to seriously have the Liberia plan. And to our miracle Liberians set that up. Okay, so it's not. That's why I'm a proud Liberian, regardless of all the issues. The fact is that as a black person, there's not a Liberian that you can talk to who doesn't have access to land.
Right. Which well, let me ask you about this. This is a bunch of people that want to call in. And
well, I sent the link. I sent the link to Knock Neezy. Wait. I mean, I guess he's not calling in.
I got to do my show tonight, so I can't be here too long. You know.
Okay. Let me. Let's see here. Let me.
I can hop off here, man. I think I took up a lot of the oxygen.
Good conversation, brother. We ain't done yet, but we got.
Hey, we ain't done, bro.
We ain't done yet.
I like what you started. You understand what I mean? And I'm not logged into your stuff. If you want to do something in Liberia on a real level,
get with my guys in Liberia on the ground, man. The guy Dunbar, not Ross Dunbar.
I already connected with him. He's in one of my chat groups.
He's a guy, man. He's my Liberian guy.
He's my kinsman. His name is the same as mine.
Yeah, so he's my Liberian guy, and he knows everything, how to get everybody connected in Liberia.
Yeah, you probably give me a hard time because I came on here and bust you up and everything.
Oh no, it's all good. The bottom line, he knows me. The bottom line is I'd rather have it like this than to be phony. You know how people get in trouble in Africa? Yeah, my brother. Yeah, my this. Man, like this right now. And instead of you getting all the stuff out of the air and saying what you want, so you're on a like that, the phony people will call you brother, my man, this that other thing, and the whole time they're freaking trying to put a knife in your back. I'd rather let's just have it out. Let's have our disagreements. Let's find out where we stand and whatnot. That's why I do social media and so I want to see what's on your mind. I want to see what's in people. So I don't agree. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. When I want people to disagree with me. I want to see. I want to be challenged.
Of course. I hope I challenge you. I'll make you think.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Anytime, bro.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Have a good one.
All right, brother. We appreciate it. Peace. All right, so this thing freeze up on him.
I'm good.
There you go. Yeah, so one more person. I sent the link out to one more person, and after that.
Right.
Here we go. Shout out to our Miracle Liberian sister Willa.
Oh yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was one.
Miracle Liberians teach each generation our history.
Yeah.
Go. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Oh, here we go. Last caller just came on. Last caller. All right, Jay Lion, go ahead. Jay Lion, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I came on late. I was just I just wanted to say that I agree with the last part that Pan-African about blending the cultures together, and I think that like the tribalism it's not really productive in like Africa in a sense, and I think that once African people see themselves as as just African, I mean you can still have the same culture. I mean you can still have different culture, respect these other cultures, but once we have that type of thing, identity, because a lot of Black people they don't understand African people, understand group economics, and we call it geopolitics. In a sense that like when Europe came to colonialism, they wasn't really concerned about oh this person, this type of white, they just came together and just carved up Africa. So, and I think that I think that African people viewing themselves that no matter if you like you're Igbo, you're Yoruba, or like whether you're in Ethiopia, you're Mora or Oromo or Tigray or whatever, something like that. So I think that tribalism is definitely like a problem.
Yeah. Yes, sir. J Line, brother, we appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you so much, brother, for adding that, brother.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I think what you're doing is, you're amazing, brother and stuff like that. I've been following you for 3 years and stuff like that. It's not, a lot of brothers from America doing this type of stuff, and I think that, you inspire me, and you really, I really enjoy your shows and stuff like that.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support.
Yeah. My friend Israel too. You had my friend Israel on the show too.
Okay, that's what's up.
One time, yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Peace. All right, Colin, we'll go ahead and close out. You got the final word, brother.
In closing, like I say, I think, the point I'm trying to make is this. I think the history in Liberia is worth defending, right? And also, like I made the point tonight, our African brothers, man, they gotta meet us halfway, because we can't be all Black America talking about Black national Pan-Africanism, and they're going off with joining the New World Order, globalists. There's no country, there's no borders. I can live any place around the world. And to me, African brothers, and the bottom line is this, and I see the frustration when they get on that plane, they're going back to Europe, they're going back to whatever, and they know that they should be in Africa building, right? And enjoying that country, right? With advanced infrastructure and everything like that. But there's never been a master plan for it, I think Black America, tremendous Black America. Black America has institutions, and we have the ability, to partner with Africa, over the future, not right now, over the coming years, to build and make that another option as far as like our journey in America. Because and people always tell me, what I understand is people always say, "Oh, I can't stand racist white supremacy," but they have no psychological escape from America, like the Mexicans do, the Chinese do, the Jews do. Everybody else has a psychological escape. Even if you basically know that you got to retire, you got 10 years to retire, where are you going to retire at? Where are you going to buy a house at? Where are you going to vacation at? And a question we need to ask now is the Biden administration trying to impede that? All these things, I think they're trying to pick on Ghana to put us in a precarious situation. What do you think, Dinas?
Yeah, that's another show.
Are they trying to deliver? They know the number of African Americans visiting the continent and everything, and it's their chance to put travel restrictions on. Get this: why do we have to? Because we're in America and we voted for this idiot Joe Biden, right? And we're under U.S. law, we're U.S. citizens. That affects our ability to engage Africa. So we have to look at that reality. America still controls our ability even to leave. They could take your passport away from you. What are you going to do? You see what I'm talking about? So we're in a very precarious situation, and we have to move things. We need our African brothers to understand that. When you're jumping up, Massa Biden, yeah, pick your poison, Colin, pick your poison. Motherfucker, I'm seeing gas prices rising like a friggin' horror movie, And the bottom line, borders open, whatnot, crime is out of control, and the LGBTQ being pushed in Africa and everything like that. I think I would have taken the Orange Man any day. I think I wish the Orange Man was back in power. So, and our African brothers, we strongly disagree. And a lot of my African brothers tell me, you gotta stand something, Colin. When you may hate white liberals, but it was them bringing bread and milk to the refugee camp. When I came over here, they put us in. It's not funny, because that's the way they think. They treat us good. You heard that been said before.
I've heard that. I've heard that a lot. Yeah.
Black people in America called booty scratchers. The white people took care of us. So that basically right there, you may think, and I think it's innocent, whatever like that. That goes into their thinking on how they view us and view America. And this is what's happening. White America is creating these anti-Pan-Africanist Africans out of Black refugees and immigrants and everything, and then putting them on the continent and putting them in our face and everything. And that's what's undermining and threatening this new Pan-African geopolitical order.
Yes, sir. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Peace.
Peace.